Hello everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars role-playing game video. Today I picked up Star Wars Rise of the Separatists. This is the Clone Wars era sourcebook. It works with all three core systems, so Edge of the Empire, Age of Rebellion, and Force and Destiny. Quick information on back, this retails for about $40, $39.99 I believe. Um, just a quick overview of what you get with the book. So expanded player character options, including new species, new specs, two new careers, the Clone Soldier and Jedi. Information for Geonosis, Kamino, Naboo, and Tatooine. The heroes and villains of the Clone Wars, including Padme, Obi-Wan, Grievous, and Asajj Ventress. New weapons and gear. GM guidance for running campaigns in the style of film serials. And rules allowing player characters and adversaries to lead squads into battle, and selection of adversaries drawn from the forces of the Republic and the Separatist droid army. So let's go ahead and just take a look at what we have here. So we got our cover with Obi-Wan and some clone troopers. A little brief information about this thing. Basically information about the Clone Wars. Basically weapons, and a guide on how to use the book. So we have Heroes of the Republic. We have some new species. So we have the Clone, the Kaminoan, the Geonosian, and the Umbarian, or Umbarian. So information on clones, their stat block, for example. They have a stat and some skills here and abilities. We have Geonosians, Kaminoans, not sure how it's pronounced, as well as the Umbarians. So new careers and specs. So we have the Clone Soldier, and the Clone Soldier is actually broken up into several different classes almost. So we have the Clone Soldier, and then we have the pilot, the trooper. Was there another one on this other page? The Clone Officer. So we have the Clone Officer. Officer seems cool because it has, you can take 2 additional ranks in grit. So if you're playing as a Clone Officer, you can increase your strain by 1 and 1. For 10 points, you can get 2 more additional strain points. Their talent tree here for the Clone Officer. We have the Clone Pilot talent tree, the Clone Trooper talent tree, as well as Jedi. So we have Jedi Knight, Jedi Padawan. What else do we have here? Force Sensitive Outcast talent tree, as well as this is a universal tree here. So the Republic Navy Officer talent tree as well, and then the Republic Representative. It's also a universal talent tree. Scavenger, again, it's a universal talent tree here. New skills and talents are all kind of just displayed here. New force powers, we have Bind. So there's how Bind works. Bind, we have Enhance on that page. Might kind of be hard to see. Weapons, so we have some new guns here, which are all really cool. Explosives. This book definitely has a lot of stuff for military campaigns. So the lightsabers, some new armor, like the ARC Trooper armor here. New attachments, some basic lightsaber attachments here. So we have the Fusion Shunt, the Ilum Crystal, the Thorium Crystal, so different crystals for your lightsabers. Haven't really used lightsabers in any of the games I played because I've played in Age of Rebellion and Empire at War. I haven't done anything with Force and Destiny. We have a bunch more vehicles in here, so some speeders. There's the droid Hailfire, the Hailfire droid tank there. So there's the Hailfire droid, the Delta 7 interceptors, so Jedi starfighters statted out here. Just a bunch of different cruisers and other ships. Republic, what do they call that? The Consular Light Cruiser. And this is where it gets into the side. So there's the Republic and the Separatists. You get more information on the Clone Wars. So here's the Republic and characters for the Republic. There's some basically different departments of the government. So the Bureau of Ships and Services, the Bureau of SIG, Spice and Slavery, Republic Correctional Authority, Republic Treasury, Space Rescue Corps, Galactic Senate. Here's a list of committees. So these are, like, we have the Ethics Committee, the Finance Committee, the Senate Intelligence Oversight Committee, the Security Council, and the Loyalist Committee. We get stats here for Padme Amidala. If you want to play as her or use her as a character, she gets statted out. We have Obi-Wan Kenobi here, or General Kenobi. And that's it for the heroes. So it's a little disappointing with the Dawn of Rebellion had just a ton of characters. For the Republic, at least, we only get stats for Padme and Obi-Wan. Looks like there's no stats for Anakin, for Mace Windu, Ahsoka, any of the other Jedi Council that they could have totally put in there. I think I read somewhere on Reddit today that they're doing another book that's going to follow on this one, which is the Fall of the Republic. So that'll be basically Order 66 and all that stuff. And I imagine some of those other characters will maybe show up in that book. I'm hoping, but it's a little disappointing that we only get two major Republic characters in Obi-Wan and Padme. There's definitely a lot more characters they could have put in, at least for that part. We get Dooku. Let's see what we get. So we have the Confederacy. So we have Count Dooku. We have Asajj Ventress for stats for each of them. The Separatist there's a more different Separatist groups. So there's the Separatist Army. We get stats for Grievous. And that's really it. So there's really only, was it like 4 major characters got statted out. So we got Padme, Obi-Wan, Dooku, Grievous, and Asajj. So 5 characters. Which is a little disappointing considering how many characters Dawn of Rebellion had. There's also planetary information. So here's Geonosis. We have like stuff that you could fight in the Geonosian arena. We have Camino, information on the planet of the clones, where all the clones are grown. Stats for Naboo, information about that planet, as well as Tatooine. Tatooine's been done before, but this is probably Tatooine pre-Civil War, so it's gonna be slightly different. So there's gonna be some different stuff going on there. Stats for looks like some Midian, so Jawa and Tusken Raiders. Some modular encounters. And then campaigns that you can do using the different books. So if you're running Force of Destiny, here's some ideas for campaigns there. Campaigns for Age of Rebellion, and as well as campaigns for, I think it's on the other page, for Edge of the Empire. Then there's some GM assistance in here as well that will tell you how to use Nemesis characters. We have using campaigns as film serials, where basically the villains will show up week to week or session to session, game to game. Basically how to do different scenes and plot development. Some more rules for using squads, basically. So it's like mass combat rules, basically. And then we get some stats for like a generic regular clone trooper. We get some stats for battle droids. So there's the BT-1 battle droid, the super battle droid. Some more droids on this page as well. And that is it. So overall, I think I am a little disappointed with what was offered in this book. It just felt like there was a lot more content in Dawn of Rebellion. There was just a ton more characters. I think a ton more adventure hooks and a bunch of stuff like that. So this feels... So again, this is a $40 book. I felt I got my $40 worth out of Dawn of Rebellion. I think if this book were $30 and not $40, it would be a better purchase. So maybe wait if you could find it on sale. I would maybe like wait to buy it. There is some good stuff in here. I'm just a little disappointed that to me it just feels like a letdown after what we got with Dawn of Rebellion. I was expecting it to be pretty much like Dawn of Rebellion, and it is in a way, but it just feels like Dawn of Rebellion had a lot more content than Rise of the Separatists. I was kind of hoping this was going to be just like the Clone Wars book, basically the entire prequel trilogy kind of compiled into one book. But from what I remember reading on Reddit earlier, there is going to be a Fall of the Republic book, which will basically be episode 3, all the way like to the basically the beginning of episode 3 to the end of episode 3. I imagine we'll get more planets, more characters from that, maybe we'll get like Mace Windu and Ahsoka in that book. But just a little disappointed that they weren't included in this. So um, I think it's an all right book. There's some good character creation options for if you want to play as like a clone trooper, Jedi character options as well. But I just wish there was more of the main characters had been given stats. So if you're running a Clone Wars campaign, this could be good, but I think it could have been much better. I think once the Fall of the Republic is a book that like I was reading on Reddit, that would be that would probably make this complete. But then that's a separate purchase. I just kind of wish it was all in one book. And again, retails for about $40. Um, I think 30 would have been a better price. It's about the same size as like the page count is very close to Dawn of Rebellion, but Dawn of Rebellion just felt like it was a more complete book. But that's gonna do it for this video. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Take care.